Good morning, y'all. It's Sunday morning. It's September 29th, and I'm Rachel, and I'm gardening for butterflies and for myself on the Alabama Gulf Coast in Zone 9A. And it's a gorgeous morning. Oh, the sun's coming up, and it's 76 degrees, and it feels great out here. I guess the humidity's low. I'm feeling a ton of survivor's guilt because we were not affected at all by Helene. I mean, not even, we got a little bit of wind. We didn't even get rain. And it's so tragic what has happened. I've just been praying for everyone. I just can't even imagine. But yeah, so I'm still praying for them and thinking about all of y'all who are out there who've been affected by it. And I'm so sorry that that has happened to you, because I know how it feels slightly, because we've been through hurricanes here too. But there are some things that have been happening in the garden that I'm going to show y'all, and just come along with me. I've been having to turn on the sprinklers every other day now that it's cooled off, and I just decided to leave it here. And one of the reasons why I garden exclusively in containers now is because I've got armadillos. I was going to show you. One came along and dug a hole right here. It's about 4 inches deep, and if a plant had been there, it would have just thrown it to the side, and without any regard for its life. I'm really enjoying this yellow and pink and silver and white kind of combination out here in front. And because these roses are so resilient, I've been having some, this is Desdemona, and it smells so good, and they've been blooming. That's a David Austin rose. I'm so surprised by it. I just always am whenever they bloom again. These James Galway roses, these climbing roses, have been blooming again, and looked way better last week. But some cool things have been happening over here. I'm thinking about what I'm going to overwinter, and I don't know if you remember, this coleus had grown really huge, and I had to cut it back, and now it's growing back. And my other coleus, see how huge they are? Well, they've gotten top heavy and they've started falling over, so I'm gonna have to cut them back, and I think I'll be able to overwinter them in the potting shed. Look at this darling tree frog. Isn't he cute? I'm wondering if he's the one that's been on my chimes. He's pretty big. I'll show you if he'll stay. I'll show you how big he is compared to my finger. Look at that. He is a biggin. And since I had to come all the way over here to see him, I was rewarded with a little Emily Bronte rose that I hadn't even noticed. Isn't that a lovely peachy center? Lovely. While I'm here, I'll just talk about this zinnia, this massive zinnia. I am gonna save all the seeds from it, because look at it. It is like, I guess probably 6 feet tall, and it grew up from just a random seed that I threw down here. Another coleus that grew really tall, and I had to cut it back, and it's grown back as this one. But something cool is happening. A little branch of it just kind of fell down into this pot, and I just let it stay there because it's rooting in there, and eventually I will cut off this spot right here, and I'll have another whole plant. I just love that about coleus, how they propagate so easily and by themselves. I love it when they take me out of the equation. And here's something about this armadillo tunnel that I thought about. This was here last year at the same spot, and every year I want to get a fence so that I can plant things in the ground, but I've just realized it's just not going to happen. Not if they can tunnel that far away, because I don't know where the tunnel is, where it comes out. So it's all containers all the time, and I'm just going to be just resigned to it. This wishbone flower was the one that was like huge and trailing out of this pot and purple, and I had to cut it back, and now it's coming back, which is so cool. So they're just a resilient plant that I'm gonna remember. Here's another wishbone flower that came up from seed. They seed super easily, so that's really exciting. And then I've got a bunch of zinnias that just seeded themselves. So this garden is pretty much taking care of itself at the moment, because all I do is come out here and like maybe pull up something that's dead, but I basically hands off for a while. Another happy surprise. This cleome just started growing up in this pot with a dead millet, and it just looks so healthy and happy. I should have started more cleome a long time ago because I love them, and I had to tear them all down because they looked so ratty. Then the air, I wish you could smell it. It smells like honey. This cutleaf coneflower is just, it's perfuming the whole garden with a honey scent. And I'm not gonna stick my nose in it because I gotta tell you, the last time I did that, I sneezed for 30 minutes. So that's not a good idea, but just to smell it from afar is great. This is definitely the secret garden at the moment. I'm super impressed with this lemongrass. If you need something that's gonna give you some quick privacy and for the summer, because it'll kind of get run down and you'll have to cut it back if it freezes. Well, lemongrass is your thing. It's cheap, it's fast, it grows very thick. You can't even see through it. And I've got several of them along this fence, and then also hyacinth bean vine. So I have had privacy from the next door neighbors most of the summer. It took such a long time for this obedient plant to flower in the bog garden, but gosh, it is so worth it. It's just so pretty, and I'm glad that I have it. And look at these little yellow flowers too, purple and yellow. I think God loves purple and yellow. He puts them together so much, and they look good together. I've got to get out here and like sweep up all these leaves on the sidewalk because they are full of seeds. I'm going to take them and I'm going to sprinkle them in this naked section right here, and hopefully have a ton of salvia and everything else come up. So I'm saving seeds of this salvia for Sandra. And Sandra, I'm sorry I have not gotten back on Instagram in a while, but I am going to send you some. And yeah, this area right here is a favorite. I mean, look at it. There are constantly bumblebees all over it. That one's probably sleeping, but there are some that are lively. But they love those little flowers from the coleus. And they're so tiny. It's just like you can hardly even see the flower. But yeah, I think this one's been just sleeping. This is his. He's gonna wake up for breakfast any minute, or she. But we've been having so many Gulf fritillaries. I've got a little bit of a video of that for you. Here's a Gulf fritillary chrysalis, and normally at this time of year we would have Gulf fritillary chrysalises like all along this area of the porch. But I gotta tell you something that has happened. I was lying in bed and I could see a big lizard up here, and he came along and he went and he nipped at a Gulf fritillary chrysalis, and it moved and he got scared, and so he left it alone. But then a few minutes later he went over there and nipped at it again, and I think he has learned that Gulf fritillary chrysalises are a tasty snack, and I think he's been eating all of them. So I hope that they have been diversifying and making chrysalises all over rather than just there. Otherwise, it's going to be a bad year next year for Gulf fritillaries. But everywhere you look, there's a Gulf fritillary caterpillar. They are so prolific, and I am very grateful for that. I've got a bunch of milkweed growing in the yard, and I need to cut it down because I don't want to give any more monarchs the chance to do this. So see, there's an egg here. So I'm gonna go around egg hunting and find all the ones. Oh yeah, here's another one, monarch egg. And find all of the ones and rescue them and raise them. But the rest of the milkweed is coming down in October, so that they'll just go to Mexico. We don't want them hanging around here and spreading their OE germs. Oh, look at this. Look at this mist flower. This mist flower just grew up. It's a native flower, but isn't it just so, I wish that you could tell how this purple is just not even coming through, because it's like glowing. Maybe that shows up a little better as a glowing purple. It's so neat. But I didn't grow this. This just has come up here and I've been trying to keep it going. There are so many darling Gulf fritillaries. And we've had a ton of rain. So things, ooh, let's see, almost got hit by one. So even though things are beat down and smashed flat, they look so green to me. Green, green, green. Oh, stay, beauty. Stay for us. Oh, isn't he lovely? I just found a monarch caterpillar on a zinnia. I don't know what it was doing there, so I'm gonna go put it on some milkweed. Methinks it will do better right here. It doesn't know for itself yet. It's still scared. I've got to show you how super juicy and gorgeous these beauty berries are. Just look at they don't look real. They're so fabulous. I'm going to have to eat one. It is very interesting. Oh, with the sun shining on them, it's just so, they just glow. I mean, they're literally glowing. It's like this tree has been decorated for some kind of celebration. Passion flower vine and Gulf fritillary. I think I just thought that it felt good out here because I am melting. I am so sweaty right now. Yuck. Oh, but y'all, thank y'all so much for coming with me through my garden. I hope y'all have been having some awesome adventures. And here's the cool thing about when your garden gets messed up. You have a chance to start and do something totally different and cool. So that's what I always think about when destruction hits and things get eaten and things get messed up and armadillos dig things up. It's just another chance to do something different. So y'all, God bless y'all. Y'all have a great week and let's play outside. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.